For this project, we're going to use an image by Daniel J. Schwartz, located at unsplash.com. If you go to the website listed here, you can click the download button, and we're going to download the small 640 by 960 image. And then again, there's an option here to copy an attribution. I'm going to click the copy to clipboard button, and then I can open this file in Photoshop. Here's our file downloaded from Unsplash and opened in Photoshop. And we have rulers on the left-hand side and the top. And if you don't have those rulers, you can go to the View menu, and there's an option here to turn those on or off. So I can turn it off. I can turn it back on. There's also a Control R, which does the same thing, or Command R on the Mac. My rulers right now look like they're in inches. Remember, this was a 640 by 960 image, and I want to work with pixels. So I can right-click on the ruler, or Control-click on the Mac, and I can choose the measurement system that I want to use. I want to use pixels. Now I want to find the center of this image. As I said, it's 640 by 960, so I can create a ruler guide by grabbing over on the left-hand side ruler and pulling. I can get a ruler guide, and I want this at 320 pixels, half of 640. And I can do the same thing on the top. I'm going to pull one down from the top on that ruler, and I want to come down to 480. So there then is my center of this image. Now if we want to get rid of a ruler guide, you can simply grab it and just drag it up to the ruler. It makes it disappear. Under the View menu, you can also turn the extras off, or you can go to the guides and you can clear the guides, or you can lock those guides in place. Now there's another way to create a new guide, and that is just down here on the View menu, Guides, New Guide, and I can choose whether I want it to be horizontal or vertical, and I can type in the measurement. So maybe I want this, go back to this one that's 480 pixels, and then I get a really precise measurement. I have to worry about making sure my hand is really steady in getting it to the exact location. Next, I'm going to go to the marquee tools, and I'm going to choose the elliptical marquee from the group. I'm going to place my cursor right in the center where our ruler guides cross. And I'm going to hold down the Alt key, which allows me to draw a marquee from the center out. I'm going to stretch my marquee out, and I want it to be about 690 by about 515. So I'm watching the little marker as far as the width and height in the bottom right hand corner. I said 690 by 515. It doesn't have to be exact, so but in that area there's 690 by 517. That's probably close enough for me. Next, I'm going to add a new layer. So my layers palette, I'm going to click the new layer icon, the second from the right at the bottom. Then I'm going to go to the select menu. We have our marching ants. So what's selected is this area inside, but what I really want is the area on the outside. So I'm going to go to the select menu, and I'm going to say inverse. So that's going to move that selection from the inside to the outside of my marching ants. You can see now we have two rows of marching ants. So what is selected is this area in between those. I'm going to go to the edit menu and choose fill. And I'm going to fill the contents with white. And let's set the opacity to 50%. So I'll say OK. And there is our vignette now of the white area on the outside, focusing it's down this center area of the image. We can just click to remove the selection. Next, we're going to put a border about 30 pixels inside of the image. So we're going to add some more ruler guides, and I'll go to View, Guides, New Guide, and we're going to add a vertical guide at 30 pixels, and then we're going to add another vertical guide at 610. Since it's 640 in width, that gives 30 pixels to the right. Horizontally, we want 30 pixels. And then one last one at 930 pixels. Now we're going to take the rectangular marquee tool, and I'm going to go to the View menu, and I'm going to choose Snap to Guides. And so if we just get close to these guides, our rectangular marquee tool is going to snap to those guides. So it's right on the intersections of those 4 guides that we created. And we're going to go to the Edit menu, Stroke. I want a white stroke. You can click the white color up in the top. You can also come down here RGB and want a pure white. It's going to be 255. I'm going to tab 255 for the green and tab 255 for the red, for the blue. Or you can also type in FFFFFF in hexadecimal. That gives you a pure white color. I'm going to set my stroke to be 14 pixels. And I want it on the center. Click OK. And there's our border. Just inset a little bit of the image. Gives it a little more depth. The last thing I'm going to do is come to the text tool. And I'm going to get a text of, let's try maybe 18 point. I'm going to have this be, I'm just going to click in here and get kind of a dark orange color. And I'm going to click. We're going to paste that attribution from Unsplash that we copied. And I'm going to just edit this a little bit. So it says photo by, and we're going to say Daniel Schwartz. I'm going to select everything else and just kind of get rid of it. It's kind of long. And we'll just put unsplash.com. I'll take the move tool up in the top and move this down a bit. And they kind of ran his name all together and made it all lowercase. So I'm just going to put a space, change the D to uppercase, and I'll replace the S and also make that uppercase. There's our image. Let's save it. We're going to go to the File menu, choose Save As. And let's name this A03 and your last name, and then save it to your folder for week 1. This is going to be a PSD file, so you can just click Save. By the way, if you were to print this out, these guides would not print, but they are saved with the image, so if you open this back up, you will still see the guides there. Again, if you want to get rid of those guides, you can go to the View menu, and you can go to Guides, and you could say Clear Guides, but you could also turn them off by going to the View menu and say, I want to turn off all the extras. And you can do a Control H or Command H on the Mac to do that as well. So that will turn off things like your ruler guides, grids, those sorts of things. Those are the extras. If you'd like to see more videos in the Photoshop Practicum playlist, click the title at the bottom. If you'd like to be alerted to new videos, please click my photo in the top right to subscribe to the channel.